on, baby.
Hello, Richard. Yeah, fuck you. It's not. Don't play games with me today.
Hello.
Hi, Rich. How are you? Yeah, it's not me. It's you. You don't. It's already a great day. You know why? There's no queen. It is downpouring. It is raining cats and dogs right now. And that little cunt is going to a concert outside and he's going to get wet. I am so fucking happy right now.
I feel like in the little over a year's time that we've been doing the show, the once really heavy hatred that you had for Bill has grown exponentially.
Sure has.
Yeah. Okay, we're fine with that. Can I get something off my chest? Because I just got done doing a show with one Bill.
Yep, go ahead.
We did 45 minutes of hockey talk, and he waited till the very end to pull a Bill and say, "What the fuck is that on your lip? I have a zit on my lip. It looks like herpes. I'm sorry. I've been trying to hide it with the microphone." But Bill very rudely,
of course.
I guess
why would you expect anything less from the Queen?
Politely waited 45 minutes until the show was just about over. I was about to hit end. Thank you, Irene. And yeah, hey, what the fuck is that on your lip? Okay, thanks for showing up, Bill. See ya. See you when you see you.
Hope you get struck by lightning at your concert tonight, Bill.
Very good.
Go fuck yourself.
Welcome to Simone Sports Show. Friday headlines, July 30th. August is here.
If you're watching, can't have that behind you.
I did it just for you, buddy. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see we have women's beach volleyball on behind me. It is the Olympics. That's for Ray. It's his favorite sport in the world. If you're listening on the podcast, I'm sorry you're missing out. Wherever you are consuming us, please subscribe, rate, review, share with your friends, unsubscribe, do it all over again. Fuck with those algorithms. We appreciate it. And again, welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show. So it's Thursday. You had the day off yesterday, mental health day.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important. We all know it's very important these day and age. Good for you.
Thank you.
I assume you spend most of your day after you woke up late, maybe had macaroni and cheese or something ridiculous for breakfast, and then consumed some beer. Obviously,
I golfed yesterday. Of course, I had beer.
Okay, there you go. Well, and whether they have this at the course or not, I bring
my own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you bring a couple of those, and of course, I'm talking about our favorite New Hampshire craft brewery, White Birch Brewing, down in Nashua, New Hampshire. Address, please.
460 Amherst Street.
The good side of Amherst Street. Get on down to the brewery. Get yourself a flight, a pint, some merchandise, a hat. I've been told perhaps I may have one in my future, may not. Definitely not from Bill. Ray has a sweeter heart than him. Either way, if you can't get down to the brewery, get at your local beer store. Wherever you get it, tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. White Birch Brewing. Ray, we have to do this. We have to start a little bit of baseball because the trade deadline is today as this releases, tomorrow as we're recording it. It's 5:00 on Thursday. And there were just reports coming out every 30 seconds now about Max Scherzer, who, of course, the Red Sox over the past several days have increasingly been more linked to. The latest one out of The Athletic, that John Henry, in his creepy old hands, got in there and was basically putting pressure on Heimblum to really get in there with the Max Scherzer deal. But now the latest reports are the Padres are closing in on him. So that looks like that ship has sailed. The latest, however, from John Heyman said, yes, the Padres are close, but there are still several other teams interested. The likely bunch that we've heard from earlier this week, the Dodgers, the Giants, and the Red Sox are still in the mix. Let me just say this. Earlier today, I saw a tweet from a recognizable source. I'm sorry I don't have it in front of me, that it said the Red Sox are not only in on Max Scherzer, who we thought was a pipe dream to begin with, but they're also in on Jose Berrios. As soon as I saw that, I went, fuck this. This is bullshit. This is all smoke, either from ownership or whatever, to let the fan. This is a Bruins play. Make it look like, we tried. They didn't want to come here. We tried. So that's the nose went up on that one when I saw that tweet today. And now we're seeing, Max Scherzer more than likely going to the Padres. We'll see.
Yeah, but do they even say what it's for yet? Like, has it been like for players or anything like that? No, nothing. Yeah, so there's still a chance. I mean, maybe the Red Sox get desperate now and they start giving off some of their better assets, like a Duran, maybe, something like that, like a star player that can play in the big leagues, send him off to the Nationals. But I don't know, maybe it could still happen. We can have that 12th hour miracle with the Red Sox.
Yeah, the interesting thing with Scherzer, and I haven't dove too deep into the rumors, but I haven't even really heard exactly what the Nats are looking for, because his contract and his situation is so wacky that I think the offers can come from a lot of different areas. This is why the speculation has grown for the Red Sox, because they have money and they have room, a lot more than certainly the Dodgers and the Padres, who have spent a lot of money recently. Oh no, did we lose?
Oh, fuck me.
Oh no.
Well, this has been the Simple Mind Sports Show Friday.
Ray lost his. Oh no! Sorry, Ray. It's gone.
What is this kayaking? The fuck?
Sorry, buddy.
That's
no
fine.
more bums for you. Anyway, so that was the case with the Red Sox. They could. Max Scherzer's looking for a contract extension. The Red Sox could offer that to him. They could pay him more than a lot of teams. They could leverage their money situation and not give up as many assets, frankly, because they don't have as many assets, and they're certainly not looking to get rid of them. So that was the idea behind the Red Sox becoming one of the favorites for Scherzer. We'll see. We'll see what the Padres end up giving up for him. Both the Padres and the Dodgers have to be on this. They've spent so much money. They still have good farm systems, but they've dumped a lot of prospects already. How much you're going to give up for a half a year of Max Scherzer, or 3 years of Max Scherzer at 38 and 39 years old, paying him $30 million. After, if you're the Dodgers, sorry to interrupt you, if you're the Dodgers, you're paying Trevor Bauer $200 million to go beat the shit out of women unconscious and bang them and not pitch. So.
Well, look at the Padres. They just got out of the books. And remember how they were so red and they had to go back and save all this fucking money? Yeah. Those guys are just like, fuck this. Let's go for it. We got all this money to spend. Let's blow it. And the other thing I want to mention, too, is that Brad Hand got traded from the Nationals today for a fucking minor league catcher.
Yeah.
I mean, like you're saying, I don't know what the Nationals are trying to do. Are they trying to build their farm system? Are they trying to build for the future? Are they trying to win now? Obviously, they're not trying to win now, but what's their main goal here?
Well, they can't win now, and they have one of the worst farm systems in the league. And you got a 36-year-old pitcher with a weird contract. You don't have a lot of leverage if you're the Nationals. No. So, it'll be disappointing if, now that we've got our hopes up, the question needs to be asked: what if the Red Sox don't do anything?
Yeah.
But the
Red Sox did do something. Sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
They sent back down Tanner Huak down to the minors. So are they opening up a roster position for a pitcher? What's going on there?
That generally smells like you got to bring a 40-man onto the big league club. Mm-hmm. Look, we know they have to do something. The biggest name still linked to them is Anthony Rizzo. It has been for a long time. Carlos Santana is still out there. Hosmer is a little bit of a stretch. He's been linked a little bit, but some kind of first baseman, some kind of pitching relief, whether that's in the bullpen or in the starting rotation. Again, Jose Berrios is still out there. I heard today the rumor was the Twins are just looking for a top 100 prospect. So the Red Sox have a few of those. You're kind of stacked in your middle infield position. You can give one of those guys up, and Jose Berrios has term, and he's a good pitcher. It kind of seems like a no-brainer. We just don't have any track record from Chaim Bloom to know what he's going to do. No. So we're everyone's just kind of in the dark here, waiting to see what kind of decisions made.
Well, he's never had this kind of money to spend either. Being with the Rays, you always had this notion that you couldn't spend the big bucks and you'd have to go and get the bargain bin deals. And now he actually has a franchise that are saying, hey, the books are open. Go get someone big. Go get star power. Go do it. And he's never had that opportunity. So this is his first go around with that kind of situation.
Yeah, let's see how he handles it. We'll see tomorrow.
Please just turn around and watch this. Fucking, I don't know what this guy's doing.
I can see it.
He's just spinning around and around.
The only thing I don't like about these Olympic kayak one is it's basically in a pool. Like, put these guys on a river. Yeah, it's like a
Oh,
man-made. It's
no
like a
shit.
man-made river. Outside of that, just one more thing on the Red Sox important to note today, Thursday, Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant were both out of the lineup. Manager, what the hell's his name? Ross. Jesus Christ, whatever. The manager for the Cubs, Ross, said
The former
that
catcher, David
former
Ross.
catcher, David Ross. Thank you. He said that was not about the trade deadline. It was just their day off. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Those guys are getting dealt. That's why they're out of the lineup today.
We're simple minds, and we knew you were lying on that one, sir.
If our dumb brains can figure that out, David Ross, you're not fooling anybody.
Yeah.
And the Tanner Huak thing is interesting. No, yeah, expect somebody to be moving over to the Red Sox. Speaking of the Red Sox, they split their doubleheader with the Blue Jays on Wednesday. Dropped the first game with Garrett Richards very predictably, fucking imploding in the fourth inning in a 7-inning game. So that didn't help. And then in the second game, Jarren Duran got an inside the park home run. He's fast.
He's fast. He's the fastest kid I ever knew.
Fastest kid alive. He's a freak. He's the fastest kid alive. Man, he might be dealt to Chicago. So keep running. Keep running, Jared. All right, switching gears. NHL free agency. Like I said, Bill and I talked about that. Show came out yesterday, Thursday. Oh, Billy Hockey, but we gotta get the
real hockey guy.
Astute analysis from hockey guy Ray. Let me just give you the big day in Bruins town when it started out really slow. They had been very quiet for a couple weeks.
They were sitting on their hands. Yes.
I mean, they got Carlo on a good deal. They got Taylor Hall on a good deal. Sweeney did Sweeney things and brought his own guys back. His free agency track record has been less than stellar. However, I think he did okay on first day of free agency on Wednesday. Here are the deals. Let me start and go in order. The first one we saw came in was left shot defenseman, Derek Forbort, who came in for 3 years, $9 million. The next were simultaneous Eric Hula. Still haven't got that one. 2 years, 4.75, and Tomas Nozek, 2 years, $3.5 million. Both those guys are combination wings, centermen. And then we got a bigger name that came through, 33-year-old veteran Nick Foligno, aka Phalangios, 2 years, $7.6 million. And then the big deal of the day was dragging another helpless soul out of that shithole that is Buffalo. Linus, aka Linus Ullmark, the goalie, some would say backup goalie in Buffalo.
Some would say starting goalie for the Boston Bruins.
Some would say starting goalie for the Boston Bruins, and they would be correct, signing a 4-year, $20 million deal for the Boston Bruins. Overall, $15.925 million committed in one day towards the cap, leaving them with just $2 million left. A trade of Dan Vladar. David Krejci is not signed yet, and Tuukka Rask still looms large with the shadow of the quest hanging over this team. We expect some kind of trade to come down the pipeline. We expect it to involve Jake DeBrusk in his close to $4 million contract. Waste of space. Your overall impressions on the first day of free agency for the Bruins? Your favorite signing, worst signing, any surprises that jumped out at you?
I'm going to go worst signing, Nick Phalangio, because
surprise.
This guy has not been producing as of late. He had his best years in 2016-17. Since then, he's been drastically falling downwards with goals and assists. So paying this guy 7.5 AAV, I don't think that's a great signing for Mr. Don Sweeney.
Just to give you a quick correction, it's not 7.5 AAV. It's like 3.25. It's 7.25 total.
Oh, I apologize. That's my fault. But yeah, I still don't think that's a great signing. I mean, oh yeah, there it is. 2 years, 7.6 million. No, my fault. But yeah,
I want to retract, or you just want to
go with that. Still going with that. I don't think that was a great signing. I mean, you want that left shot defenseman, you didn't really get it. You got Derek Fors, whatever the fuck his name is, from Winnipeg. Forbort. Yeah, I mean, this has not been a very lackluster is Don Sweeney's middle name, because this is not good.
Yeah, I don't know if Nick Foligno is their worst signing. I don't know if I have a worst signing. If you made me pick, it would be Derek Forbort, because of what you just said. You needed a top pairing left defenseman. You got a bottom pairing left defenseman. You signed Mike Riley. You kept him on a decent hometown deal. He's your second pairing with Carlo there. You still have a gaping hole on the left side of your defense. Grizzlick's not going to fix that. Zorbal's not going to fix that. You only get $2 million left in space. People are talking about bringing Krejci back. You're talking about leaving space for Tuukka Rask. Yeah, if I were to say the worst part of the day was not addressing that left shot defenseman. If you go in with this defensive core, you're setting yourself up for the same results you've had the last several years.
Bounce in the second round.
In terms of the wings and everything else they did, I thought it was really good. Let me give you this quote. Excuse me. From Don Sweeney. If I have it. Yeah. Let me give you this quote on Don Sweeney for, just his thoughts on what he did to essentially the bottom six with Foligno and Nozak. Yeah. Nozick and Haula. Quote, we've always felt our core group was so dedicated and driven to win. How could we support that moving forward? We were mindful of term during this period in time and identifying players that would fit into the driven mindset. Brandon sort of started that with signing long-term. That allowed us to move to the next player in Taylor Hall and fitting the pieces together. Brandon Carlos, who was talking about there. So I like the moves. We talked about it. We've talked about it several times going into free agency. We wanted them to dump the fodder on their bottom six that have let them down the last several playoffs, replace them with veterans that can come in, know what they're doing, know how to play, know how to be impactful. And they did that in a big way. They brought in three pieces here that can all play center. Sweeney said himself, the center position is basically going to be by committee, especially with Krejci not in the fold yet. You don't have anybody in their second line. Foligno can fill in there. But all these guys can play anywhere, and they play big. They play both sides of the ice. I think that you really improved your bottom six with these type of moves. And say we want about Forbert, but you lost your penalty killer in Lozon, so you needed someone to fill that spot. He's a blocking defensive defenseman, so that he filled a lot of holes. Not a lot of flash and sizzle.
Nope.
Other than from the goalie position, which I'll turn to you. What does it say about what the Bruins think of Jeremy Swayman to bring in Linus/Linus Ullmark on a four-year deal at essentially starter money? I think it's 12th. I think he's the 12th highest paid goalie in the league now. When Swayman looked like the next guy, now you got 4 years of essentially waiting to give him the role. Kind of a cock block situation.
Insurance policy. In case Swayman doesn't come out of the gates like he was last year, hot, that shutdown goalie, this is an insurance policy. If something happens, that he is like the big stage, the crowd's now behind it, and he can't fucking save anything that's coming towards him, this is an insurance policy. I think Swayman's going to be the number one guy still, but I think Linus is there for insurance policy, and it's a very expensive insurance policy, but I think it's one that the Bruins needed to address, especially with getting rid of Vladar.
Yeah, it's not a bad take. Let me recycle what we said on Thursday. Just having a day to digest this contract. The Bruins, unlike a lot of other teams, or unlike hockey in general, it's more like football. You don't see a lot of hockey teams have a mindset or a plan for positions and how they develop them. You see that a lot in football, right? In hockey, you don't see it as much. Not so with the Bruins in the goalie position. Dating all the way back to Tuukka Rask and Tim Thomas. They are very conservative, to say the least, when it comes to their goalie position, and not throwing guys to the wolves and letting them go up in flames. Yeah. And we've seen a lot of a number of examples then across the NHL of young goalies that got hot and then were given the role and kind of fell on their face, and some of them were able to get back up to mediocrity. Some of them were not. So I'm sure that's what they're thinking here with Swayman, who's only 23.
Yeah,
has
very young.
6 total games in the NHL, like 6 total games in the AHL. And actually, that was that quote. Let's bring in the Tuukka part here. When Sweeney was asked about the role for Tuukka Rask moving forward, he said, quote, we've always left the door open for Tuukka to return. It allows Jeremy to continue to progress at a natural rate, but also give him the opportunity to be at an NHL level. Puke.
Yeah.
Puke.
Yeah, that means he's coming back.
I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it with Tuukka Rask and Swayman. You have flexibility of Swayman. You don't have to send him through waivers back to the NHL, AHL.
Yeah, Bill said that to us. Yeah.
So he can get down to province throughout waivers if that's what they want, if they think that's the best for his development. So you bring him up for the first 2 months of the season.
Well, what if he plays lights out? What if he plays lights out? What if it's a total? They put him in there. He's playing great. We're first in the Atlantic. What happens then?
Yeah, I don't like the idea of keeping Tuukka Rask in the fold. Trust me, I don't like the idea of doing that. The guy's got a fucking blown hip. He waited 3 weeks so he can get some links up there in Boston, get some rounds of golf in to get his surgery. We know he's kind of aloof anyway. You're expecting this guy to be part of your goalie battery after paying $5 million to Linus Linus, and you got the next best thing in Swayman. Just cut fucking ties with Tuukka Rask. As much as I would like the quest to happen and Bill to get a butthole tattoo,
he'll never do it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It's time to cut ties with Tuukka Rask. If this isn't the time, when is it? So don't be pulling Swayman back and forth. Just get him his NHL minutes, split the goalie duties, and in 2 years, if Swayman is, he's the guy, then you got a trade piece in Linus and you try to move him. That should be
also, what are you going to do with Krejci? I mean, if Krejci does come back, you're not going to have any money to sign Tuukka Rask. If you don't get rid of DeBrusk, you're going to have fucking zero money on the book. So I don't know how they're going to pull that one off.
Well, real quickly, again, to recycle some Thursday talk. So there has to be a trade coming down the pike for the Bruins. You only have $2 million left. You still have just some regular pieces to sign, never mind a Krejci or anything else. You gotta bring some guys up to fill out your roster. So they're gonna have to move a contract. We think that's DeBrusk. Don't sleep on Charlie Coyle and don't sleep on Jack Eichel. If you got a DeBrusk, a Coyle, Grzelcyk's name is now getting thrown out there, and you go target and Eichel, who's been linked, who also was skating with Bruce Cassidy the first day of free agency in Boston. Just a little FY there, right there. And of course, like we said, a top pairing left shot defenseman. You've got some salary, you've got some pieces. You can go and make that work. And I fully expect a trade to come down here for the Bruins. I don't know if it's going to be as splashy as that, but they're certainly going to clear some cap space.
Something has to happen, yeah.
And I would imagine that there is a deal on the table for Krejci, something under market value for 1 year that he just has to decide on if he wants to take it before the season starts. They'll leave that open for him.
I don't know if you listened to Ty Anderson this morning, but pretty much saying that with the COVID, he pretty much wants to go back to the Czech Republic to be with his family because his kids haven't even met his parents yet, and their language barrier. They speak Czech. The kids only speak English, so he wants them to go over the Czech, later in his career, finish off his career in the Czech. So I think it's the writing's on the wall. I don't think Krejci's coming back.
Well, that's good insight. That's good insight from Ty. That might be. Speaking of writing on the wall, the reason they made some of the moves they did. Your worst signing, Phalangio, get used to seeing him. And if that's the case, if they know Krejci's not coming back, I wouldn't get rid of Coyle. I've been kind of pitching to throw Coyle on that second line and see what you got. You got him for 5 more years at $5.5 million.
Coyle or Eichel on that second line?
Come on. Yeah. Sure, of course, yeah. If you can dump it to DeBrusk, and this is what Bill and I talked about, and what I've been saying for a little bit. Buffalo doesn't have a leg to stand on. They don't have leverage in this right now. They're talking to Vegas about a couple prospects and a first round pick. I think the Bruins can match basically what anyone team's offering. And you got an Eichel who wants to be there, similar to Taylor Hall, that would be willing to sign an extension a year or two down the line.
So, do you think Buffalo wants to do a deal with the Bruins after they got fleeced by him for the Taylor Hall signing?
Fuck no, but they don't really have a goddamn choice. If you can get
these guys made us look like idiots. I'm not fucking doing business with these guys. It's like a Danny Ainge type of situation.
Yeah, it is, but that wasn't the Bruins' fault. That was Taylor Hall's fault.
Oh, yeah.
Taylor Hall is.
But now Eichel's doing the same thing. Pretty much, I want to go to Boston. That's the only destination. That's bad for Buffalo. In division rival, that's fucking terrible.
It definitely throws a wrench in it, and all of a sudden, the Bruins become Buffalo East with Linus and Lazar and Riley and Hall and Eichel. It's like, Jesus, I don't know. That might be too much Buffalo stink, but if you get a chance at a guy like Eichel, you take it, especially if the asking price is as low as now it's looking like it might be. And remember, the cap space is a different situation now, but the Bruins are one of the only teams that could take that on originally. And a contract like Coyle is something that you can move and get there really quickly. So, I don't think the Bruins are done. So let's keep an eye on that. Shifting gears, football. Patriots camp is open, Ray. It just makes you have no more. The baseball talk will be not as heavy.
Listening to Bill talk baseball, I want to take my head and run it through my wall as hard as I can and hopefully get knocked the fuck out.
At least the Red Sox are good. It would be a whole different
man.
story if they sucked. Might be more fun.
And hear about the fear boners. Oh my fucking God.
Day one of camp by anybody worth their salt has said Mac Jones single-handedly won. I've got some tweets here for you. Let me see if I can pull them up. Of course, there's been day 2 and now day 3 since we've released this. But for our show, I'd like to read you day 1 quotes. Okay. This is from Mike Giardi. Cam Newton was just okay. Got help from N'Keal Harry with a diving goal line grab. And
wait. Stop that. Say that one more time.
Got help from N'Keal Harry. That's not the combination we're looking for.
No.
Found Christian Wilkerson, who whatever that is, in the back of the right corner for touchdown 7-on-7. However, Giardi writes, ... Cam's final 4 reps were bad. Missed Henry in the back of the end zone by throwing the ball behind him. Wasn't close to the next throw. Can't tell you who that was for. Then he was high on a toss to Bourne and threw behind Harry. Got picked by Phillips at the goal line. Cam Newton led off every team drill, followed by Mac Jones. Mac had a couple gems in the red area, hitting Kendrick Bourne in the back left corner with very little room to operate. He also did a nice job in the face of a middle rush, hitting Sony coming out of left to right. From there on, I'll give you another Mac Jones. Jones had another gem in 7-on-7 that will be scored an incomplete pass, but it was a hell of a throw. Ripping a ball to Marvin Hall. Again, with Michael Jackson. Close on coverage. Jackson celebrated like he got a PBU, but I think Hall just should have caught it. I thought I had a couple more, but let's leave it at that. And then just to be fair, day 2, it seemed like Cam Newton had a better day, but let's be fucking on. We know what Cam Newton is. We know the day one in camp, he's throwing behind receivers. He's getting bailed up by N'Keal Harry. Are you kidding? We know what Cam Newton is. Never mind the fact that Mac Jones is getting Greg Bedard hard as a rock, watching him throw the fucking ball. We know what Cam Newton is. He's not going to change. We've been saying this for a year. The question is, what's the breaking point here? What's the breaking point?
I honestly don't know. I think he's the worst. I think he's starting no matter what. I don't know why. I don't know what he's done to Bill Belichick to make him. Does he know something on Bill? Like, what is going on? Why is Cam Newton even on? He should be a backup. He should be number 2, maybe even number 3. Brian Hoyer, number 2. This guy sucks. We saw what he had last year. He sucked. Oh, now everyone's like, oh, he's got weapons now. He's got tight ends. He's got receivers. I don't care who's out there. I don't care if it's fucking Calvin Johnson out there catching balls from him. He sucks. He can't throw the ball. He had a fucking interception on the goal line. I don't know if that was day 1 or day 2. This guy fucking blows. Get him off the Patriots. Like, why is he here?
Well said. I couldn't say it any better myself. No pads in day 2. It's is dumb.
Which someone said too. I don't know if that was a tweet or I heard it on the radio, but they're like, oh, wait till the pads come on. Then we'll see a different side of Mac Jones and Cam Newton will flourish. I'm like, fucking putting pads on is going to make this guy flourish? This guy fucking sucks. If they were running drills, yeah, I'd take Cam all day. But Mac Jones, that guy was throwing dimes. I don't think putting pads on is going to make a difference for anything.
Here's we're going to talk about this a lot. Obviously, it's
the next 2 months.
It's going to be the number 1 story, and rightfully so, because you do got a good team up there in New England. I think we're seeing that wide receiver core is probably not going to be as good as we thought it might be. It'll be exponentially better than it was last year. But I think it was Zolak who said, not a lot of separation from the wide receivers.
Slow boys out there.
Gonna be a lot of tight throws. Cam Newton, not the guy to hit tight throws.
When he said that, I heard that. And I was like, wait a second. So Cam's going to be your starter and you need tight windows because these receivers are slow as shit. Yeah, this is going to be a great fucking season.
There's some real anti-Cam shit going on. Greg Bedard has an agenda. Zolak has an agenda. It sounded like Giardi had an agenda. Like, you listen to
the afternoon show. I mean, Jesus Christ, Felger and Maz. No,
of course. This guy, of course. You listen to our show, like we get an agenda too. Again, I'd love Cam to be good. In between minicamp and training camp in those weeks, I was trying to talk myself into Look, maybe if they dumb it down, they got a good offensive line, they can run it. Maybe he can be serviceable. Day one of camp, he comes in and every single beat reporter is like, this guy blows. And hey, your number 15 over pick, he's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
What's the problem, Bill? Here's the problem. Bill Belichick wants Cam Newton to be the quarterback. Why? Ego. It's his guy. He picked him up. He wants to show you that I can take this piece of trash off the trash heap and turn it into a playoff quarterback. We saw it last year, Bill. You can't. Secondly, real football reasons. I think he does like the idea of bringing a quarterback along slowly, not throwing him in there. But Bill, it's not 2000. It's not 2001 anymore. It's 2021. These guys are ready to go, especially Mac Jones, who's a 3-year quarterback from Alabama. The guy's been running a pro-style football for 3 fucking seasons down there in the SEC. He's seen some shit. Trust me, he'll make some mistakes. But he's not going to overthrow N'Keal fucking Harry at the goal line for a pick by some safety. I don't think he is anyway. So
can I stop you real quick too? Because you brought it up. The narrative that, Bill Belichick doesn't like to start rookie quarterbacks. How the fuck does anyone know this? For 20 plus years, we had Tom Brady as a quarterback. This is the first situation we've had where we've had a number 1, a first round pick, number 15 overall, be drafted by Bill Belichick. No one knows what the fucking thought process is for Bill Belichick. Maybe all along, like, this is smoke in the mirrors. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have Cam, and then week 1, it's fucking Mac Jones against the Dolphins. So I don't know.
Maybe,
I don't like everyone's like thought process of him. Bill Belichick doesn't like starting rookie quarterback. He's never had this opportunity.
That's true. His track record with rookies, though, is really not to play them.
Yeah, but not
Mostly.
Quarterbacks. How the fuck do we know?
Yeah, we don't know.
That's what they say. And it's
but if we follow in his track record in quarterback, it's the same as every other goddamn position out there, right?
Of course,
that's why Cam Newton's here. So, well, we'll see. We'll certainly have more on camp. Hopefully, as the weeks move on, we'll start to get a little bit more reporting of the rest of the team. Obviously, it's going to be pretty quarterback heavy for a while here. And Bill has
thoughts and prayers to Jared Stidham.
Oh, of course, yeah. On the PUP, he needs his quote unquote surgery.
That must be another wedding.
Fucking yeah, he got strained on the. Hey,
a little bit louder now. A little bit louder now.
Go on, sit on down. You fucking suck, sit on. Real quick on the rest of the football stuff. We're a little late on that, but Aaron Rodgers had a doozy of a press conference on his first day back.
Cringeworthy.
Dropping some peyote in the fucking desert, or whatever he did this summer.
Yeah.
Basically shit all over Green Bay Packers organization in his monotone, kind of whiny, bitchy voice, and more or less said, I want to be part of the decisions made for the roster, which people can go 50-50. I'll get your thoughts on it here. If you're a quarterback of Aaron Rodgers' caliber, been in the league for 17 years, some people think that they should have say. I'm not one of those guys. Brady's the only guy that passes that barrier for me because he had 6 Super Bowl rings. Rodgers has 1, hasn't been back in 10 fucking years, more than that. So I don't know who the hell he thinks he is. But more so just, you do have say. You got your last coach fired, dude. Like, how do you not have say? Of course you have say. So now this new regime comes in and tries to look to the future a little bit, and you get all butthurt? Fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Well, he didn't like the fact that they drafted Jordan Love. He didn't like the fact that Jordy Nelson got cut by the team. He didn't like the fact that they traded Randall Cobb. It's like, dude, welcome to the real world. If you can't play anymore, they're going to send you packing for whatever you can get. Yeah, you should have some input, but if just because they're your buddies, it doesn't mean you should bring them back or keep them on as long as possible. It's like their job is to win games. If they don't win games, they get fired. Just like you. If you play like a shit, you're going to get benched for Jordan Love. So therefore, they're doing the best business decisions for the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, you could have a little input and say, hey, this is my blanket. I really like it. Maybe we can restructure his deal, something like that. But after that, it's the GM's job, it's the coach's job, it's the front office job to make these decisions, not the fucking quarterback.
Yeah, and then when, we take your input, but we don't listen to you, then it's, well, you didn't listen to me, so now I want to leave too.
He's a little bitch. He's got such a bitch DNA in him. Oh, God. Remember how we were all saying I'd take him on this team? Nope. After that press conference, I'm out because I think he's a cancer.
Yeah, it'd be hard to root for him. He's just so slimy. And again, he hasn't won. He hasn't fucking won. It's like he hasn't won. What are we talking about?
One time.
He has not won. And by the way, Aaron, Jordy Nelson left, sucked. Randall Cobb left, sucked. Good call management.
You
and
just
they
got
both
him back
wanted
for a
like
sixth
$9
round.
million.
But they just got Randall Cobb back because he wanted Randall Cobb back for a six-round pick. It's like, dude, can't you see the Texans, the Houston Texans, just trying to fleece you guys? So fuck you, Aaron Rodgers.
Jesus Christ, and people, slippery slope. Have a little bit of foresight. Look at the NBA. I'm all for.
There's breaking news coming out of the NBA right now.
Okay, let me finish this.
You finish this, and yes.
The NBA has clearly gone to a player-driven league who own all of the power. They own all of it. In the NFL, and their quarterbacks are moving in that direction. And I'm all for player power. Let's just give them more guaranteed money. Don't give them the keys to the GM's office. Let's just give them more money. Just give them some more guaranteed money. Keep them out of the fucking GM's office, because we've seen what it's done to the NBA. It's not as fun. You lose competitive balance. So that's my piece on that. Moving on to the NBA, breaking news.
It's a players-driven league, and Bill had a very great rant about how these super teams are getting a little ridiculous. Well, breaking news, the Washington Wizards and the LA Lakers are close on a deal sending Russell Westbrook to the LA Lakers because that is the only team he wants to go play for. Deal will be finalized later on today.
Can I ask you something?
You may.
What in the world are the LA Lakers going to send to Washington that makes that deal feasible? What are they going to fucking send? Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double last year. As much as you want to say about Russell Westbrook, the talent is undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
And you pair him with an Anthony Davis and LeBron James, it's going to be a force. What? And he's making $30-something million.
How can that? I don't understand how the numbers work.
Are the Lakers going to send back? If you block the trade for Chris Paul back earlier in the day, and you're going to let this go through for LeBron? Oh,
this league, man, this fucking league. They're gonna lose
Kobe, baby. Just should have given him Chris Paul, but no, we're gonna give LeBron Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, this league, man, it's not gonna be a watchable product pretty soon. There's gonna be too many super teams, and these markets aren't gonna want to watch anything because the finals is already gonna be predicted.
Yeah, especially with the Lakers situation. I know the ratings were down this year, but wasn't it kind of fun watching Giannis come out of nowhere in Milwaukee, and the fan base?
It's fun watching Phoenix
that hasn't seen a championship in 50 years, who is a diehard basketball fan base, actually get there. Well, this is the NBA, so now that Westbrook is going to be gone, hopefully Brad Beal wants out. Hopefully the Celtics can fleece the Wizards like the Lakers are going to fleece them and send your loser city team to the complete fucking toilet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, last night, as this airs tonight, is the NBA draft. Is it just me, or does this thing have zero juice?
Zero juice, because who's going number one?
Cunningham?
Yep, from Oklahoma State University.
Cade Cunningham. Isn't he like a 6'5" combo guard or something?
Yeah, he's a point guard, but he can play like the 2 or the 3. Basically, there's no big names. COVID really fucking put their spin on this because, you don't really have a clear number one. I mean, this kid is supposed to be good, but who knows? But other than that, I couldn't tell you 2, 3, or 4 who's going to go after that.
I have a mock draft in front of me. I'll just give you some names so we can say we did it. Mock going to the Rockets is Jalen Green. 3 to Cleveland, Evan Mobley. 4 to Toronto, Jalen Suggs. 5 to the Magic, Scotty Barnes. There is literally no one down the rest of this list that I know, and you probably
I don't know any of those. I don't know any of those guys.
So let's just move. Here's the big thing we're going to look for. The Sixers going to trade Ben Simmons and maybe move up in the draft or something? That's something to look for. What other big trades are going to be moved across the league? We've got guys.
Have you seen I think you posted about it, the Raptors deal that Philadelphia
tried to read that to you.
Please do, because that was a fucking doozy of a trade.
The Sixers are so stupid, are so fucking dumb. I've been telling them for years that Ben Simmons sucks. They should have got rid of him 2 years ago when he was at the height of his powers. Now, here's the proposed trade, if you haven't heard it, that the Philadelphia 76ers sent to the Toronto Raptors, a trade in fall, including Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, the 4th overall pick for Ben Simmons.
Imagine getting that through your GMs, like your here's a trade proposal for you. I'd be like, get the fuck. Is this a joke? Rich, are you sending me another joke fucking trade proposal? This guy, come on.
Give me most of your starting 5 and the 4th overall pick
Yeah.
NBA champions. The Sixers are dumb. So, but maybe they're learning their lesson. Maybe they'll try and move Ben Simmons. When it comes to the Celtics, you got the 45th overall pick. You don't have a first rounder because you dumped it, getting rid of Kemba Walker.
I have another one for you.
Look at this guy coming heavy with the NBA.
The Golden State Warriors were sent a trade proposal. It was for, let me see, Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman, and 4 first rounders for Ben Simmons.
Who do they think this guy is? Let me ask you something right now. In a playoff series starting tomorrow,
Yep.
Starting point guard, Ben Simmons, Rajon Rondo. Yeah. I think it's like 100% of the people are taking
And I'm not
Rondo.
taking prime Rondo. I'm talking Rondo right now.
Yeah, Lakers Rondo.
Yeah, right now. Taking Rondo.
Ben Simmons? He scored 0 points in the fourth quarter in his last playoff series. Sorry, 3 points?
I think it was 5.
Ah, man. Anyway, speaking of point guards, just really quickly, the Celtics are linked to Ricky Rubio. I'd be in on that.
I like Ricky Rubio.
That'd be fun. Can you get him for the 45th overall pick?
Maybe.
He's worth it.
Those second rounders are very coveted in the NBA.
His
so
deal's
you never
$18
know.
million. You have like 11 on that TPE, so you don't really have to match all the salary.
Yep.
I'd be in on that. I'll be in on that. We'll see if what Brad Stevens has up his sleeve for his first NBA draft. We've run out of time. In the after show, we'll talk a little bit Olympics, but we have to end it here. This is the Simple Mind Sports Show. Friday headlines, August 30th. Yes.
July 30th.
July 30th. We're moving into August. Okay. Yeah. We'll see you on Sunday for Sunday Social Hour, the greatest sports video games ever made, and a little cameo of me from the toilet. We'll see you on Sunday. Bye-bye.
Oh, I forgot about that. Bye-bye.
Okay. I have to get going here, but I just wanted to give you a quick Olympics update. The U.S. Just really snatched some golds in the past day or so. The great Katie Ledecky, the first ever time 1,500 meter women's was swam. She won freestyle. She smoked that. The rest of these in swimming, Caleb Dressel got the 100 meter freestyle.
World record.
Yeah, killed it. Bob Finke, funny name. Great 800 meter freestyle. And then Suni Lee, the women's all-around gymnastics gold medal from the United States Olympics team, who is Simone Biles' #1 supporter for her withdrawing from these events, as it opened the door for her to get a gold medal. Because we all know Simone Biles is the greatest gymnast of all time. It's on her jersey. She probably would have won all the gold medals. However, she withdrew from this event in addition to the team event. And it is the latest of why the internet is the worst place in the world. Just, if you have anything to say about Simone Biles other than she's essentially a combination of Abe Lincoln and Mother Teresa, you are the devil, my friend. Mm-hmm. You are simply the devil. And just to sum up really quickly, I wrote a blog on SimpleMindSports.com saying, look, she's amazing. She's just not a hero for dropping out. She quit. She failed at her objective here. That's it. That's it.
And then you were dragged through the mud all day. You hiked up those pants, you pulled up your sleeves, and you were just dragged through the mud today.
I just don't find it heroic.
KFC from Barstool Sports, not a fan of Rich. People on Facebook, not a fan of Rich. People on Twitter, not a fan of Rich today.
I understand why she did it. I have learned more about the twisties, Ray, than I will ever be able to forget. And apparently, if anyone ever gets the twisties, they are automatically set up to fall on their neck and be paralyzed. And it's just fucking ridiculous.
Did you see that one girl from Russia
risking her life? She's risking her life.
I risk my life every time I get a Big Mac at fucking McDonald's. I could die.
About? I get it. There's a risk of serious injury. Have you watched rugby? Like, yes, there's risk of serious injury. That's why she decided not to perform, because her head was all screwed up. She knew she couldn't do it. She didn't want to risk injury. She didn't want to risk the team losing medals. Blah, blah, blah. I'll give her credit for that. It's probably a hard decision. I respect it. No problem. It's not inspiring. It's not heroic. It's just what she had to do. Nope. If she battled through it and
that's heroic
and spoke about it and still brought light to it and said, look, this is what I'm doing to deal with it, and I'm going to go out here and perform because this is what I came here to do, and had a good, and even if she just performed, that would have been more inspiring to me. Like, it's still in the concept of a competition. It's the fucking Olympics. Like, we understand what Simone Biles' story is. We understand she grew up in foster care and was abused,
adopted,
and the terribleness that went on with U.S. Olympics. We understand that story. That's why she gets such a free pass. That's why she gets the accolade she's getting for withdrawing. That it still doesn't take away. She went there to compete and didn't do it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's not heroic.
I also think that there's a lot of people throwing the mental health thing out a lot these days. Pro athletes, Simone Biles. I mean, it is a very sensitive subject. I mean, obviously it's a serious issue, but I mean, when these people are just throwing, oh, it's a mental health thing, it's like, no, she just didn't want to get hurt. That's not a mental health thing. She quit on her team because she didn't want to get hurt. That's not mental health. It's just she was scared that something might happen to her. That's not a mental health thing. There's like depression, anxiety, all that other stuff. That's a very serious issue. She just didn't want to compete because she thought she was going to get hurt. That's not mental health. So the whole narrative that people are like, oh, she's so brave, that's the mental health. So no, mental health is a serious thing, but it's not one of those things that is with her right now. It's just she didn't want to get hurt. That's
and you have to be careful saying it's with her or not with her. But like, the tea leaves kind of point to, well, look, and again, let me give you some more credit. She went at 23 or 24 years old. It's unheard of for a gymnast to be that old and competing in the Olympics. Yeah. She's still at the top of her game. And one of the reasons it's unheard of is because the body does not respond well to the type of shit that they do when you get past your teenage years. So another reason why she is the GOAT. She's incredible. Well, we all get it. She went to continue to shine light on those shitbags at the U.S. Olympics and make organization and make sure they are held responsible for the Larry Nassar thing. A completely fucking noble cause. She's fighting the good fight. That's all understood. She's there with the pressures to be the greatest gymnast of all time. All of that's understood. That's pressure, and it got to her. So she withdrew. That's what happened. It's just not heroic to me. If she went and like boycotted the Olympics on behalf and saying, I'm not competing for U.S. Olympic organization because of X, Y, and Z.
That's heroic.
That's heroic. That's inspiring. But she quit because her mind wasn't right, which is fine. Respect the decision. You want to get hurt, you want to fuck your team. No problem. It's not heroic.
No.
That's it.
Breaking news real quick.
Breaking news.
Ricky Rubio traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh, that was fast. Okay, buddy. I gotta fly. I'm sure that last little rant will go over well. We will see.
We'll make sure to plug that on all our social media accounts. So
yeah, definitely.